Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a short video on infective endocarditis, which is in fact a very important topic that we must know. So, the criteria to diagnose infective endocarditis is Duke's criteria. ठीक है, Duke's criteria. Now, before I move on to the further discussion on Duke's criteria, there are two more Dukes that you should know. In medicine, we have something known as Duke stage. So, can you please tell me what is the meaning or what is a criteria for what we use Duke staging? That is for colorectal CA. Duke staging is used for colorectal CA, and we have something that is known as Duke's code. What is the use of Duke's code? It is for chronic stable angina. So once more, let us see the three Dukes of our general medicine. Duke's criteria, that is for infective endocarditis. Duke stage, that is for colorectal CA. Then we have Duke's code, that is for chronic stable angina. Okay, now let us see Duke's criteria in details. We have something known as major criteria and we have something known as minor criteria. Major criteria, see, understand properly, we have blood culture and we have endocardial involvement from 2D echo. Blood culture, this is not as simple as it seems. There are a lot of twists and turns in this blood culture. Like, a single blood culture will not be considered to be positive. Okay, a single blood culture is not positive. Blood culture has to be twice positive. Two blood culture has to be positive. Then only you can say that it is a positive culture. That also 2 times 12 hours apart. 2 times 12 hours apart, you have to take the culture and it has to turn positive for at least 2 times. Then it will satisfy the criteria. That is a major criteria. Next we have is the endocardial involvement from 2D echo. That is nothing but that is a valvular regurgitation. See, now this is again another very important criteria that you should know. When I am talking about valvular regurgitation, if endocardial involvement, if valvular involvement is there in the 2D echo, if you have that, that means it is a major criteria. Then this will be considered as major criteria. On the other hand, you see, on the other hand, if you just see, 2D echo, it's not a major finding. Okay? 2D echo is not a major finding if there is no valvular involvement. So 2D echo देख के ही उसको मेजर में मत मार्क करके आना. If valvular regurgitation is there, if that is there, then it is a major criteria. If valvular regurgitation is not there, then echo finding is not a major criteria. That will be considered in minor criteria. Okay, now let us see the other minor criteria. So we have fever, that is a high grade fever, and in fact most common symptom of endocardial infective endocarditis is fever. Okay, this is another straight MCQ. What is the most common symptom of infective endocarditis? They'll give all these things they will give. Answer will be fever, high grade fever, and that is included in minor criteria, not major criteria. Then we have very important two things, vascular phenomena and immunological phenomena. This I'll be discussed entirely in another slide, so let's keep it for that. Next we have this risk factor for infective endocarditis valve disease, that is congenital drug abusers. Okay, that is also considered as a minor criteria, because all those who are doing drug abuse, in them the chances of endocardial infection or endocardial infective endocarditis is very common. Okay, that too the tricuspid valves are involved. We all know this, right? Now, how is the diagnosis confirmed? This is again a little bit we have to understand. Diagnosis is confirmed in infective endocarditis if we get the two major criterias. What are the two major criteria? Blood culture positive. Blood culture positive means two blood culture 2 times it has to turn out positive. That too, the samples that you are testing, that should be taken 12 hours apart. Okay, simply one culture positive will not be considered as a major criteria. Next is that endocardial involvement, provided that there is valvular involvement, valvular regurgitation is there, that is another again a major criteria. So if these two major criteria is there, you need not to look into the minor criteria. You are labeling the patient as infective endocarditis patient. Now again, another way to confirm the diagnosis, suppose if there is one major criteria, you got only one major criteria, and if you get another 3 minor criteria or 5 minor criteria, if you get all the 5 minor criteria, then it's well and good. But if you get 3 at least out of this 5, then also you can label the patient as a patient of infective endocarditis. So this is how the diagnosis is confirmed in a patient of infective endocarditis. Now let us see this one. This is a very important, as I was talking about. Vascular phenomena we have, and we have immunological phenomena, and both of these are one thing common in all these. Both of these is that both of them are minor criteria. Both of them are included in your minor criteria. Okay. Jan variants, the first one, Jan variants, these are painless lesions. These are painless. Okay, and where they are found? They are found in the palms and soles. They are found in the palms and soles. Remember, very important, you may confuse this with Osler's node. This is included in the immunological phenomena. This Osler's node is painful. This is found in the tip of the fingers or the tip of the toes, right? And this is painful, but chain variants, these are found in the palms and soles. These are not painful, and I'm sorry for this handwriting, but we know we are all doctors, so it's okay to have this handwriting. It's a right for us to write like this. Okay, next is that conjunctival hemorrhage. Conjunctival hemorrhage is again included in the vascular phenomena. Now coming to the other immunological phenomena, we have glomerulonephritis. Glomerulonephritis is again an immunological phenomena that may be there in infective endocarditis rather, and that is also a minor criteria. Then we have very important something known as Roth spot. What is this Roth spot? Roth spot is nothing but retinal hemorrhage. Retinal hemorrhage. So again, this is tender. Roth spot is again tender. You can remember it like R for an R. R for Roth spot, R for retinal hemorrhage, which is tender. So all the immunological phenomena that we have seen so far is tender. We can remember it like that. Osler's node is tender. It is an immunological phenomena. Roth spot is also tender. That is also there in immunological phenomena. Whereas Janeway spot, that is found in the palm and soles, that is non-tender, and that is a vascular phenomena. And where do you find Osler's node? I told you, it is found in the tip of the finger and the tip of the toes. And lastly, the fourth criteria is rheumatoid factor. Even that is also included in the immunological reaction. So this is how you can diagnose a patient of infective endocarditis by using Duke's criteria. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope many of your concepts are clear after watching this, and thank you so much. Please do like, share and subscribe if you like the content. Over.